Game live stream. Your Auburn Tigers thankfully get the crucial win 78-74 over the Ole Miss Rebels in the Nev. Let's talk about the stats, the storylines, all of this on this next post-game reaction live stream. War Eagle Auburn family, War Eagle E2C Network family, whoever you are, however you got here, thank you so much for hanging out with us, spending some time talking about something within the Auburn family spectrum. We're always heavy on the Auburn sports here on this channel, but if it's orange and blue, it is what we do. And we appreciate you being here, whether you're watching here at home base on YouTube, whether you're watching on Facebook or even Twitch tonight, as we're trying that out, trying some new things. That are the ways that you could find us, or maybe you found us some other way. We appreciate you being here. Let's start the show out how we normally do so, by using this as your check-in period. Post where you're watching from, city, state, international, with a War Eagle. Let me know that you're here in the chat. Let's get this ball rolling. And of course, as always, smash the like button because it does help the stream out. Let me give you some opening thoughts. Auburn 78-74. This game gave me a lot of confusion. See, I'm even confused by that. Confused feelings tonight, because we went from having the game in hand to losing, having the game in hand to losing, and then had the game in hand and still made it a little bit interesting at the end. Such is the life of being a member of the Auburn family, with our inability sometimes to close out sometimes the most crucial of games. But thankfully, your Tigers do that tonight. Again, as a reminder, these last three games, we thought we would have basically 3 wins. We come out with only 2, which makes things a little bit interesting for postseason opportunities. Not out of the realm of possibility for things to go bad, but also still in the realm of possibility for things to go really well. We can talk about some of that, but really we want to focus on what happened this game, what worked well, what didn't work well. I think you saw some really gutsy performance from some of your regular guys, some guys that you love to see step up more often than they normally do. Some encouraging things I saw tonight, but also some sloppy play, especially in the Nev, which was not obviously ideal tonight. So War Eagle to Devon's here. She says, finished a tight game. Should not have been won, but at least we finished. And it goes back to what we talked about on our Wednesday, well, tonight's Wednesday night, but our Auburn family night live streams, this particular one. We talked about their need to obviously finish, but also the SEC being so hard to get wins on, whether you're home, but especially on the road. Ole Miss, for whatever reason, historically has been a program, a team for us in basketball that has given us problems. Now, I think if we're looking back at the history of this series, we've been pretty dominant over the last few years. Obviously, we sweep them again this season, being one of the 3 teams that we play twice a year, them being Ole Miss, Alabama, and Georgia. So great news there on that point in terms of history, in terms of streaks, in terms of all those different angles, encouraging signs there. But yes, as you said, we should have put this one away a little bit. I think it was a 12-point lead at one point that we had that we just gave up. Bama going to overtime with South Carolina. Not surprised at that either. So it just goes to show you that just because you saw Auburn struggle tonight doesn't make it, the most revolutionary thing that they're sucking or that they're doing terrible. The SEC is absolutely brutal. Absolutely brutal. So just kind of some opening thoughts from me. I like to talk about storylines and stuff from the game first. So if there's anything in that realm that you would all like to discuss first, drop that in the comments section. In just a little bit, we'll jump into some stats, individual, team, and kind of wrap up our time tonight, and maybe even look ahead to the games coming up next on the schedule for Auburn. I know that the Auburn family excitement and fervor for this team in the season is very low right now, but I encourage you, if you're not, you need to really kind of get on board here for the last couple of games, especially because let me remind you, there's been times where we were not having basketball, much less any postseason basketball, much less any sports. This season is only 4 games three games left. To do the math in my head real quick. It'll be here and gone before you know it. And if Auburn doesn't take care of business the way they need to, it'll be gone a lot quicker. So enjoy it while you can. Jump back up on that bandwagon for the last little ride here, because March Madness is just here. And your Auburn Tigers are still firmly entrenched in the process to be part of that postseason March Madness. However, whatever that means and whatever tournament you want to put in there. Obviously, things that could have gone better tonight, but we got the W in the end. Wasn't pretty, in my opinion, Rise Life says, but dang, what a game. Was about to blame the refs, but James White for Ole Miss can shoot. I would encourage you tonight, anybody, to not blame refs. As we've been discussing a lot, refs have had less to do with Auburn winning and losing than Auburn winning, having more to do with them winning and losing. Very few things have not gone Auburn's way that they could have prevented by not being in that situation. And we got to stop fouling and turning the ball over. We got to slow down. Well, so here's the thing, Rise Life. The way Coach Pearl likes to play, the way he likes to coach his players, he gives them, and I talk about this a lot, the freedom. And I actually really like this style of coaching. It's what I thrived under. But what it does is create moments like that of havoc, of craziness. I think there was about like a 2 to 3 minute stint there where we were just throwing the ball everywhere. KD especially, I think he had like 2 turnovers in a row. Was not very good. It was sloppy play all the way around for Ole Miss too. They threw the ball away some. So what you saw here were two different desperations. You saw Ole Miss, who's trying to salvage a season in some way, not having a great year overall, but SEC schedule especially. You saw Auburn, who's trying to salvage their place in postseason play. And you kind of almost saw one team have nothing to lose and everything to lose, and could see how that could flip-flop back and forth a couple times tonight. But yeah. Kevin, good to see you. Yes, we won, just like you said we would. And that's why you're the master of optimism. The coconut guy is very hilarious. Got to see him a lot during Jungle City, the camp out, all that kind of stuff. Was really, really cool. He does a great job. He and the whole jungle do a great job. Would love to get some of the home cooking people are always talking about. Again, to me, it's right now it's a non-factor. Auburn is not playing as consistently well as it could be, to where something like that could be egregious. They have enough going wrong in their play that you can't say that really is a big enough issue. So we'll keep that there. We're always going to blame refs a little bit, but it's not a big deal. So Kermit Davis, Ole Miss he's a good coach. Ole Miss traditionally has history of being decent in basketball. I hope that we have them back there, because I think Kermit Davis versus Bruce Pearl is always a good matchup. And I hope that they kind of get back to more relevancy down the line. I knew you were being facetious, but I know some people are thinking and just not say it. So that's why we lost, because the refs. I think some of y'all are just trying to get rises out of people who are getting annoyed with you for talking about the refs in here. Glad we won, but dang, get ready for the final 3 games and talk about craziness. Yeah, if you thought it was crazy right now, just wait, my friends. Just wait. It's about to go down really, really hardcore here for the last week and a half, and then going into SEC tournament play. All right, things that stuck out to me tonight. Wendell Green was just a master in the lane at times. I don't know how he gets through there sometimes, folks. I really don't know how he does it. He is just masterful with how he's able to twist and maneuver and find his footing to shoot well at times, whether it's off of a layup or just turning around and moving his way through the lane to find a place, even at his size, to get the basket up and make it. Janai Broom locked in tonight as well. Can we just talk about Alan Flanagan posterizing it felt like the entire Ole Miss team? Outstanding by them tonight. I think you had a lot of moments tonight where people shined, especially offensively, but we're still missing that one extra little piece off the bench to consistently do that. You notice, right? We've been talking about KD Johnson. He last couple of games been great, but somebody else kind of slacked off is not the right word, but wasn't producing as much as we're used to. And that kind of negated itself in the outcome of the game. If we can get this type of performance from your Jalen Williams, your Allen Flanagan's, Wendell Greens, Janai Breams, and then you throw in a KD Johnson doing what he was doing the last couple of games, wow. Absolutely wow. All right, let's walk through some statistics tonight and give you the rundown of what happened. Wendell Green, 23 points tonight, as I talked about, absolutely dominant, almost perfect from the free throw line. And have y'all looked at that team free throw percentage? Don't spoil it. We're going over there in a minute. God, I love that so much. That just gets me jazzed up right there. Yes, I use the word jazzed up. Jalen Williams, 12 points tonight. It felt like a lot more for him. 4 for 7 from the field, 100% from the free throw line, 2 for 2, rebound, assist. Wendell also had 4 assists and 2 rebounds too. Janai Broom tonight, 19, 8 for 13 from the field, 100% from the free throw line, 1 free throw for him. And Jalen Williams, I forgot to mention, was 2 for 5 from the 3-point line. Janai was 2 rebounds short of the double-double that we're normally used to him getting, but still an outstanding performance from him. He was an absolute beast at times tonight. And especially, I think it was the last 2 minutes to about 1 minute. Maybe it was about the 2 to 1 minute mark. He had like 2 or 3 blocks in a row down there, or at least helped contribute to 2 or 3 blocks down there. I know he had at least one. I'm pretty sure a second one, but I thought there was a third that at least kind of assisted in, kind of crowding around somebody else could get the block. Yeah, I mean, it was good. It was good from him tonight. That's what you needed. You needed your leaders to step up. Wendell, Janai, Jalen. That core 3 has me so excited. It's just the pieces around them that have to be consistent. We know what they're capable of. I believe in them. I know they are, but they just have to be. But that core 3 right there, center, power forward, point guard, that triangle almost, that some of the more prominent triangles and trios and basketball in general have made great work of that. It's a good group right there. I like that a lot. I like it a lot. I don't know what movie I just quoted, but yeah. Yeah, they were playing very hard tonight. Like I said earlier, you could tell that they really were playing to salvage a season. And I think, once someone's kind of been wounded a lot like Auburn has, there's that blood in the water type of thing. And also the challenge of trying to knock them off at home, which barely anybody does. And there's still some prestige, even in a season where Auburn's kind of fallen off a little bit, to beating Auburn right now. So you can understand why they would play hard and not just lay down, which is commendable and shows you the level of coach that Kermit Davis is, right? Because if they did lay down, then you would be like, oh, okay, well, that's what we expected. But that just kind of shows you how impressive. They've got talent. They've got good coaching. They're just not there right now. Yeah, all important categories we're going to get into in just a little bit, but you know where I'm heading in just a little bit here. Don't spoil it, Devin. Don't spoil it. Zep Jasper tonight, 5 points. I think anytime you get points from Zep Jasper, that's a great night. And a 3-pointer and a basket from him, pretty good from him. One of the things that I love that they brought up tonight on the broadcast was how, obviously he doesn't really contribute offensively a lot, and he's not a super threat to kind of do damage in the lane a lot. So why does he start? Well, there's a reason for that, because of the leadership he puts out there. I mean, it's not just we're banging our head against the wall, doing the same thing over and over. There's a reason that he goes out there. He helps us get settled, get going. And, if you look at his minutes tonight, he's the fewest out of all the starters. So starting or not starting, I know people will say, well, we need to switch Zep out for somebody else. But I don't even think anybody else right now is consistently enough, playing well enough to warrant him not having that spot. Quite a bit of points taken away from Ole Miss, like the lane violation on a huge free throw and the shot clock violation. I'm not remembering specifically what you're referring to there, but I'm sure there are a few complaints from Ole Miss fans today. Alan Flanagan with 11 points, 3 for 9 from the field, 100%. Oh my god! The fact that I am reading off the free throw lines individually and just 100%, 100%, 100%. Wendell's 11 for 12. I mean, my gosh, I mean that's good enough. That's just beautiful right there. Love seeing this. Good stat. I think that's a solid stat line from Allen. 11 points. You know, he scored in every category: free throw, three-pointer, traditional basket. He got on rebounding 6 tonight. He shared the ball really well. He had 2 beautiful pick and rolls to Jalen and then one to Janai. Gave up 3 personal fouls. He had 2 turnovers tonight. But, I mean, really, in 30 minutes of play, I think that's about the sweet spot where you need Alan Flanagan to produce for this team to be really, really good. I'm surprised Dylan missed that layup and didn't dunk. Yeah, sometimes it shows up, or sometimes it looks like it's much easier to us on the TV than it is to them to just like lay it back in there. Much easier said than done, right? Yes, the droughts have been our Achilles heel all season, and you saw that happen tonight. And that's why you can't take a night off in the SEC. You can't. If you do, you will find yourself losing a 12-point margin of victory at that point to an Ole Miss, having to fight back in it, and then losing it again. Auburn could have put this thing away really early. There was a moment there where you could see Kermit Davis took 2 timeouts within like a minute and a half, 2 minutes of each other. You could tell that he knew it was getting out of hand. Are you shocked by this, Rise Life? Jalen Williams just does Jalen Williams things. Like that's it. That's all you need to know. Jalen Williams is him. That's it. Free throws won the game. Don't spoil it, Blake. We haven't talked about it yet. You know I get super excited about that. We're getting there. Don't spoil it. It was beautiful. We've talked about it individually. I've just listed guy after guy. It was 100% from the free throw line. It's good stuff, man. Kentucky's back in the convo. Well, I don't think they ever left the convo truly, but yeah. All right, rest of the individual stats. Katie 4 points tonight. Trey Donaldson 2, which that basket he made, the ball literally like stopped rolling out and then fell back in. It was really interesting. Nothing from Moore from Berman. Cardwell with 2 points tonight. So that is your individual scores. Everybody gets in who's traditionally seeing time right now. Really interested to see if Chris Moore ever works himself more back into the lineup. We'll see. I miss seeing him out there as much as we did. Yeah, look, everybody's been trying to spoil it. Don't spoil it. Let me say it. Let me say it. All right, I think we're basically there, so we can start talking about the team stats at this point. The 3 big ones that we talk about are usually the most important team stats to look at. Would be rebounding. Tonight we lose that significantly. Enough. It's not maybe significantly, it's probably hyperbole, but enough to make it should have played a difference. 38 to 28, 100%, or we were 50-50 on defensive rebounds, but they really got after it on the offensive board, which is really weird that they weren't able to win this game with that. Turnovers, dead even right now. But here, folks, is where the ball game was won. We always talk about those 3 being important, but even within them, we look for like that one stat that made the difference tonight. What wins and loses championships, folks? Free throws. 92% made. That's not 92% missed. That is 92% made. 22 of 24 from the Auburn Tigers tonight. I am one happy Auburn basketball fan. That's like at least 2 or 3 times in the last handful of games that we've been above 80%. And I'm over the moon about this. This wins championships. And I'm not saying that Auburn's ready to compete for a championship the way they're playing at this moment. But gosh, if you do that, you do the little things right, the sky's the limit for you. I'm over the moon about this. You should be proud of Wendell this year in many, many ways, especially when he plays like he did tonight. But free throws tonight, I mean, I told y'all not to spoil it, so we can talk about it now. But is that not beautiful? Have we hit 90% this season? I know we broke 80% like one time in the first 2/3 of the season. And then we broke I think it was 87 the other night, but not 92%. Free throws, folks. And in contrast, 63% for Ole Miss tonight, 20 of 32 from the line. That'll do it right there, folks. Shooting wise, Ole Miss was 41, Auburn was 48. Field goal percentage pretty comparable, 33% for Ole Miss, 35 for Auburn. Pretty good shooting night all the way around. I don't know how you can do much better for Auburn in what they historically do this season. Almost 50% from the field, more than a third of your 3-pointers were going down tonight. Free throw percentage outstanding. Turnovers were probably where, especially in that middle part of the second half, where KD had his 2 turnovers, or just throwing the ball around everywhere. That's really probably the area where this kind of got out of hand, and that's when they got their biggest lead on the night, which I think for them was 4, 5, something like that. Yeah. Hooray for free throws. Yes. Yes. Hooray for free throws. So I think you can attribute the free throws. I think you can attribute the Alan Flanagan play tonight. Really, really good. So those were some really key factors in this game. Other stats to look at tonight. Second chance points for Auburn, only 7. 16 for Ole Miss, but the way they did offensive rebounding tonight, that should have been much, much higher. Points in the paint, very comparable, pretty much a push there. Bench points, Ole Miss got a lot more production. Auburn gets a little bit more bench production tonight. This game is not even close. So if you had seen Katie do a little bit more, maybe got a few more points, maybe a point, 2 to 4 points from Berman, a few more points from Cardwell. Much different ball game, in my opinion. Blocks tonight. This is the Auburn we were used to seeing at the beginning of the season. 10 blocks. How much let me see if I can zoom in on Janai tonight. 6 blocks for Janai Broom. Woo! That's good. That's real, real good. I see you guys talking about the Alabama game. I'm not shocked with that outcome there. The time to do it was before tonight's game. They have shown who they are, which we have always known. Oh, you're still talking about that? Yeah. Assist tonight, 15. So really liked tonight how unselfish we were at times. Really liked the energy, but the sloppiness is probably what was our biggest Achilles heel, giving second chance opportunities on offensive rebounding, turnovers in general. Those were things that we could have done a lot better, and some bench production. So we always look, maybe you talk about the top 3 things we did well. Those would be the top 3 things we could have improved on tonight overall. What else? What else am I missing from this game? Stories, items, things that we need to mention. Obviously, 3 humongous games coming up right now for us. Got to get 1. 2's great. 3's perfect. If Auburn sweeps the next 3, which they won't, let's just be realistic here. If they do, they're in, hands down. I'm sure the Auburn players were scared Ole Miss was going to jump on their back because they were flying in the paint after every missed shot. They had a lot of desire tonight. Yeah, it's commendable. Absolutely commendable. Perhaps blocker Kessler's visit brought us some defensive luck. I did love seeing those videos of him with the staff and the way the players, jumped in and kind of hugged him and stuff like that. It's good to see that. You always hope that it's maintained when they leave. And I know he's only been gone a year. Just it makes you feel good about your Auburn family when you see those things. Score prediction for Kentucky. Think we win. If this was at Auburn, we win. The fact of the matter is that Rupp, and I don't care how good or bad Kentucky looks this year, Rupp Arena, you don't go in there without having to fight and claw for every single bucket that you get, free throw that you can get. So I would say I feel more confident about the Tennessee game at home and the Alabama game on the road than I necessarily do about the Kentucky game. That's just kind of where I feel right now. Feels like we got one more big letdown coming, but I think I really am hopeful that we can win 2 of these games coming up. If we start off by beating Kentucky in Rupp, I'm gonna feel really good because of how unoptimistic I am about it right now. And I know that they're scary, but that's Kentucky, right? All right, and they got Shibwe, who was the SEC Player of the Year last year, whatever. But he won another award. He's still there, so obviously, that's going to be tough. That Janai Shibwe matchup is going to be really fun to watch. All right, as we round out our show tonight, please post right now anything that you'd like to mention before we get out of here. A reminder for you: our next scheduled live stream. I don't have a thing to bring up for you. Will be tomorrow night, 8 p.m. an interactive live stream. You guys can talk to Clint Richardson. We're going to build what you want out of an Auburn baseball and softball jersey. He'll be there to answer your questions about them or anything else Auburn related tonight. So don't miss that tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Obviously, we'll have a post-game show on Saturday from a not headquarters location. I'll be on the road doing it, so stand by for that. I won't be at the game. That's what you're thinking. Check out all those links in the description for ways that you can get involved here at E2C Network. You can obviously be a subscriber. Helps us out. Helps us grow. All those good things get you a subscriber giveaway opportunity. Need to be leaving comments on all the videos, not necessarily these live streams, but after that, that's an entry for you into the giveaway. We're probably going to also be altering that soon, kind of name the winner a little bit sooner probably, but we got to reach a certain milestone, which you could probably look on there and see we're somewhat close to. Channel membership program, booster club program, all those things, both of those things start at $1 a month. Check them out. Help keep the lights on here at E2C Network Central. And those of you that are able to do that, you rock. But you all rock because you're here. You came on the replay. You smashed the like button. That's all we can ask from you. Hope to see you tomorrow night, Rise Live. Richard on Facebook says, sloppy passing tonight. Yes, especially for a short period in the middle of the second half, thinking about Katie's things. But they also, even though it was sloppy tonight, shared the ball really well, 15 assists. There was, at times, sloppy unselfishness, but I will take unselfishness rather than selfishness. College Player of the Year. Thank you. I knew it was one of the. I thought it was just the SEC though, but now that rings a bell. All right, guys. Well, I think that's going to round us out for tonight. Thank you so much for being here on this live stream. Appreciate you all choosing us for your post-game live reactions. And for those of you on the replay, thanks for stopping by. And I hope to see you tomorrow night at 8 p.m. for an interactive live stream. Be there for Clint for more content for Auburn stuff. And we appreciate you. And I will say this, for those of you on Facebook, we may or may not broadcast it on Facebook, so you may want to come over to YouTube. We'll think about it. It'll depend on some connections things. But thank you guys so much for being here tonight. And I can't wait to talk to you again here at E2C Network, where we share the whole Auburn experience.